Hello everyone, Dana14th Prime here. Today I want to check out with you guys to Takara Legends 52. This is Misfire, Deluxe class figure packaged up with his Targetmaster Aimless. Of course, Takara's reissue of the Titans Return mold. Quick tour around the box has got the artwork here on this side. Some product shots here on the other side. A little bit of all that on the back. And then the top of the box there. Alright, pretty standard. Pop this guy out of the box and check him out. And here is Misfire out of the box. This guy is like a whole nother level of pink. Pink's not exactly the right name, but what is it? Fuchsia? I don't know. But you'll notice much more red to pink versus the Hasbro version that we'll see, which kind of had more purple hue into it. But pretty cool. He's got his Targetmaster there, which looks very good. The feet are sharp there. They match the hands. The chest, I think, is really nice. We'll compare that to Hasbro. But it's just a lot of pink. Nice windshield we'll see in the jet mode. Got some red accents there. Some accents kind of on top of the shoulder, which again match the hands and feet, and really like the head as well, so that's kind of nice. As always, we get the manual. Let's not forget about this. Some cool artwork there of Misfire and Aimless. And on the back, your typical product shot spread, as well as tech specs. High endurance for Misfire. Inside, of course, you've got the comic, and it's pretty straight up, not too bad. And we'll let that go. This over here, the baby, so that's okay too. So nothing too weird with scantily clad young Japanese women. So here we've got Takara and Hasbro side by side. Left is Takara, right is Hasbro. You can see the overall color scheme difference, right? Really kind of pink red with Takara. Hasbro, not having the Takara nearby, you would say it was really, really pink as well, but actually comes through a bit more red with sort of a purple undertone to it. You'll notice on the head sculpts, we'll go in closer, but red eyes for Takara, blue for Hasbro, and different faces. Takara's face matches, the thighs, the arms, inner arm, all of that, whereas Hasbro is almost like a purple face. Definitely some different paint apps on the chest. Takara's got some nice little striping accents there, and kept everything one color with the Decepticon logo in the center, whereas Hasbro's got some red accent paints on the side and the center, as well as being outlined with the white waist with Takara. And then interestingly, this whole crotch section, it is a different mold. If you look closely, those are different pieces of plastic in terms of the detail that's molded into them. And then the Takara piece, it doesn't really seem to match the rest of the bot color that well. Down to the legs, they're using a different kind of white, gray, whatever you want to call it here. Between these two, more kind of ivory here and a little more gray on Hasbro. Then down to the shin, white accent, red accent here. And then you've got whatever, some kind of tempo or sticker or something there for Hasbro. And a little bit of accent paint difference on the wing that you'll see. Takara's really got the whole inside painted there. Hasbro kind of put a little flare in there. While we're at it here, the side, not much to pick up on other than that shin striping that we just spoke of on the back. Will be easier to see in airplane mode, but the windshield's of course different. A lighter, brighter blue here versus darker on the right with the Hasbro Decepticon logo there with Hasbro on the nose versus wings for Takara. Red accent paint there versus none for Hasbro, and Hasbro's got, again, kind of whatever it is, a sticker or a tempo outlining on the wing. Okay, I think that's overview of differences. Let's check out the Headmasters. For the Headmasters here, Takara on the left, Hasbro on the right. You can pick up on those slight paint differences I was talking about. Of course, the red and blue, very obvious, but hopefully you can see better the face. We kind of have that ivory that matches the body for Takara, and a purplish color for Hasbro. Otherwise, exactly the same mold and everything. Hasbro's face darker as well, kind of helmet piece of the face, kind of almost a black versus this gunmetal gray that Takara uses for kind of the face, hands, feet. All that blends together pretty well, which is nice. If you fold them out, you can see Hasbro actually put some effort into theirs on the right here. He has kind of the mini-me look, blue eyes, purple face, and then his body's got, white and purple and black on it as well. So one of the nicer Titan Masters from Hasbro. And then here at Takara, they even go more detail. They do the same with the red and the white face, then they do the helmet black as well, and leave some of that red accenting. So Takara was not going to be outdone. This was pretty good by Hasbro standards, but then Takara just did even more. And then if you look down the figures, they're pretty cool. Takara's actually painting like the end of the hand there. So both pretty sharp looking, but Takara doing, of course, a little extra thing here or there. And then here we have Aimless, the Targetmaster. Check him out. A lot of nice kind of North Carolina blue, silver accents, some gray plastic for a lot of the upper legs, translucent plastic with a lot of silver paint on it for the gun turret. Pretty sharp looking. And he transforms just by kind of flipping the legs off of there, turning his head, putting his gun up on his back, and then just kind of turning the thighs out. Yeah, he's a pretty sharp looking little dude as well. Like the blue, the face is nice. It's like gold and even's got red eyes in there. And then the silver paint, kind of the shins, the hands, the bicep area, which matches some of the silver on the gun. Very sharp little figure. Okay, let's come back to Misfire here and finish the transformation. You haven't seen yet, just accents on the top of the shoulder, like I mentioned, that match the hands and everything. But let's pull down the crotch area. He has this kind of extension mechanism. Flip the feet and fold them back in. Pretty nice here. He's got a white heel spur versus a black foot. Pretty fine detail. I'm not sure if I pointed it out when we walked around the bot. Peg those together and just kind of fold them up onto his back here. Bring the nose section, just folds off his back to the front. And then here for the arms, they lever down on this flap and you just kind of maneuver the wings on his pivot joint. Fold in the hands. Again, let's fold in the hand first. Bring that down. You'll need to kind of round up the arm there, or the fin, excuse me. And there's a peg here on the back. Or we just want to put those in so they have somewhere to kind of secure themselves. If we stand these guys up to get a nice side-by-side, you can take a look at the differences here. Similar accent paints in the nose of the plane, different shades of blue in the cockpit, different molded here because there's a hole for the Targetmaster. Couldn't see that in bot mode because this piece was folded back on top of it. But there's always a remolded piece for the Targetmaster. Decepticon logos, the red accent, kind of the tempo across the wing over here, and those shin pieces. Bring those highlights here for Hasbro. Takara's just got some red striping there off the fin, whereas Hasbro is white. And if for whatever reason, kind of in this little gear section area of the knee, Hasbro or Takara has some white in there. If we look at these things, try to do a bit of a side-by-side here. There's some subtle differences. So back on the nose of the plane, Hasbro's got some black in here. Then you can see that rear fin, which we talked about in bot mode. And then underneath, you'll just get some of that bot mode difference with the chest, some of the logos, etc. Coming at you, it's going to focus on the right spot. In the back there, you can see those shoulders become almost like vents on the Takara version. So some nice paint placement there for alt mode detail. So yeah, I mean, the curious thing for me then is just why he has a different crotch. It's just, I'm surprised they did that, or if maybe they grabbed it off another character. But it's such a subtle difference, I don't know why they would, make a new mold for it. So maybe they borrowed it, not sure, but it ended up not playing too big of a role in the overall deco or differences. And then finally, with the remolded windshield there and your Targetmaster. That's how you can put that together. And of course, you could put the Headmaster inside as well. There's a nice little surprise in there. All nice silver paint detailing, all in the cockpit. Very nicely done. Sometimes you just wonder, you scratch your head, like what makes Hasbro sometimes paint a Titans Master's face and sometimes not? What makes Takara sometimes paint out a cockpit, sometimes not? It seems kind of random. I don't know if it's like a budget by figure, and they do what they can, or if product design and all of that is just sort of that different across different people, that little things like that just get put through and not holistically considered, but always a bit head-scratching. Wasn't expecting to see that inside the cockpit, but definitely looks cool. I mean, Hasbro didn't do anything like that inside of theirs. So there you have it, guys. Takara Legends 52, Misfire and Aimless compared to Hasbro. Not a lot of monster differences, But I think the one thing you can say with Misfire versus some of the other characters that we've seen, like even a Hot Rod or a Cup, is you definitely think of Misfire as Targetmaster. And same thing with Sludslinger and some of these other guys that will be coming at us. That's what they are. Cup and Hot Rod, you know, they certainly were, but you don't definitively think of them as only like that. So I think to really capture that for this character and for some of the other characters that we'll see that were Targetmasters in their original toy form and character form, that's what Takara gives us here. So it is a nice add to the toy. As always, guys, check the links in the description below if you're interested in picking up either one of these figures. Also, check out my Amazon page. I think it can be handy for you to just bookmark that, and you can always go out and easily compare different types of prices on Transformers or other collectibles that I've got up there. So be sure to check those out in the description. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.